shining on those memories, and yes.
Positions rolling out some
better, and in my opinion, there's so many in China. I hope you're watching your team here in the of that with the combination. It's happening in front of us here. One will crack, even though it's hard to do so now. And pushing forward, Mace, we've seen what he could do yesterday. Vicky, both teams farming up though ults considerably. Rinko is going to be the first to laugh there as the baby shark.
Crimson taking a quick nap too, thanks to Chime putting him to sleep before somebody waking him up, and Avery's already close to that extermination. That's going to open things up for Sentinels.
Solo ult to get him out of there. That is respect to Nectar, and what a hit there from Stinkers for the stagger.
Feast your eyes on what you can't do within your own client here in Marvel Rivals. Sorry, Phoenix mains, but it's nice to see Stinkers utilize that to the full potential on the animation cancel too, as they move up.
Dreamland, to hold on to that, did use a good amount of ults though, so Techie will be right there with Stinkers to match the setup. Avery to follow, so Sentinel should be able to match that 62 in terms of what they can do defensively. Stinkers back up with that damage up. He knows the assignment. He's trying to find Nectar there, who could be their difference maker. I think Sentinels has the picks and bans they wanted to. Let's see him put it all together.
Extermination to start things off, but after losing out on Nectar, both Emmas duking it out. No choke stands, but it's going to be the Freedom Charge to lead the way. Jabori, Pesky Raccoon just trying to float away. Little slippery with the Sonic Seduction now from Mace, just trying to bring them all into their line of sight as Renko, after the It's Jeff, calls out Chime a second time in a row as Jabori brings back Chime again. The clutchness with the BRB as Avery's going to delete the Sia from the out of Sentinels. You take a look at Dreamland, they really only have Chime with that Soul Resurgence, while Sentinels will be able to get another rotation with these ultimates too, starting with Avery in the Extermination.
Masterclass in coordination as we expect from Sentinels here. Techie's close to the Agamotto. We've seen now time and time again they team with 99% doesn't mean much here at the top level play for Rivals. Phoenix ready to connect. Chime and try to keep their team alive, but Rinko has found the best of them twice now.
They do have that Sia coming up for this next upcoming fight, and luckily, Ermori's already got set up with the BRB to bring back Renko, who is the first to get picked off. Looking behind them here, the Magneto from Chuckles first. You have those bubbles. Valentina's Eve has that invisible boundary, but it's Crimzo who harasses this backline the moment that Dreamland who are struggling to find their position up to this point.
Yeah, Chime used that to keep the team from staggering, but then you can't use it here on the important team fight, so maybe that'll make a difference. Valentina 83 and climbing. Chuckles has to land the Meteor Imps to make it worth. Use the defensive effort that they're going to look to soak up those bullets. Once again, Chuckles does get the connection on Rinko. Nectar now Star-Lord style. Avery back now up with the Extermination. Jabari and Valentina do have ult to set them up. Right now, though, not enough. Not enough for this team to push through an 84% and climbing, Vicky.
Welcome to the Hellfire Gala. Very fitting here as Techie leads the way. Valentina Eve looking right behind her as Chuckles bubbles her, and Jabori's going to be able to get that God of Mischief. It's going to be the copy over to the Soul Resurgence off the Mantis, and Avery always with his exterminations already to not only control space before and already halfway through being able to get another one in the copy of possibly that Soul Resurgence, depending how Valentina cycles through this invisible boundary. Looking at Stinkers, though, it's going to be reserved to deal with Renko, with Nectar already coming in with that Legendary. There's the invisible boundary forced out.
Valentina Eve with the invisible boundary, as you've stated, to keep this team going. Huge pick early for Dreamland. Techie now trying to get rid of what has been their threat. It is Mace. It is Techie. Emma on Emma. Multiversal clash. Nectar, though, styling as typical flipping, dipping. Patches O'Houlihan out here getting the ult charge up. Techie now pushing in 96, 97. Seduction to follow. Will we see the difference of momentum? Crimzo leading the charge once again with the shield, Vicky. Let's see what they got.
Nectar, they're kicking their feet after Mace shut them down after using that Star-Lord Legendary. Crimzo already putting themselves into the position, about to have that Freedom Charge, could help stabilize everybody here from Sentinels. But
see fireworks happening here as Techie gets Chuckles out. No laughing going on from Dreamland at the moment. They look to reset. Hey, listen, this is exactly where they were last time, though. They came back, won the whole thing, but with lights on to do so with 99% there on the ticker. Now looking forward, Stinkers on that Psylocke. Always love what they do. People would ban this out, Vicky, because of how well these chance for Dreamland to try to get this point. Getting through, though, they still have some time. It's Wolverine slashing, dashing. Stinkers tries to do what he can there as Logan.
See if we can go into that.
Crazy Venom. Now as Aramori and Avery are going to continue to feast. 2 minutes, 32 seconds left for this offensive effort.
Another highlight at the flexibility that Sentinels could pull off. If it's not Renko, here comes Nectar instead, and they've been able to also put in a performance being on this Jeff. About to get that it's Jeff here, but it's Avery as the Human Torch has the ultimate online, and Chime too, going to be able to set everybody into position with that Soul Resurgence, but they're playing split up.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much to fear on this team.
We are undefeatable off this map, actually. Here we go. No armor, sadly, for Mantis in that Soul Resurgence. All for the good, though, as Dreamland come right back around. They have the Invisible Boundary. They have Mace and the Silent Seduction. But Armory and Renko also have the survivability to cycle through these strategies.
Though, that goes down and Mace to follow. Oh, no. I hate that disappear. That's not good.
Yeah, no, not going to be able to really come in clutch at the very end, too. But that's going to be met, at least with the dance-off that we just saw from Renko. And Seki has that Sonic Seduction, isolating Chime. Got to get the follow-up here as Nectar tries to get aggressive, but you have to be careful with the Meteor M. A magic play, by the way. Nectar making sure that they have nothing to expect. The schmix-up, as I say, as Crimzo coming out of the gate swinging, finding Mace, finding Chuckles. It's not just the Angela plays when you're not expecting it. Nobody. Chime was one shot. Did it. You could rely on. I'm expecting.
Team with the Magneto bubble continuing on the pressure. Crimzo over to the Groot as we continue to see.
So good here, too, on this map, especially for this first choke here. Combine that together with Techie, who's going to choke slam, roundhouse kick you to the ground. Chuckles trying to harass that backline, but it is Neck with the Eternal Bond together with the Cloak and Dagger going over to that side room to also block out any sort of rotate from Dreamland as they desperately try to move up, but it is Avery having the Ultron that was a problem before in that first game. Hitting Ghost with that Meteor M, but you have taken...
Done, and it is going to be a clean push through point number 2 right now. Avery continuing on with a nice call, as you see by below. This team prides itself. You can hear the code laughing from the Ultron as Avery continues to light up the Olympiad.
Very fitting.
Safety in the house now, pushing towards the fortress of point 3, but that just allows Sentinels to push this point, and they still find Jabrori cannot find safety.
Nectar is just running it down right now. Jabori being the first pick off too. They don't have a rocket for that BRB. Jabori wills down without using that.
It's a piece of the pie now. They want to get on that Olympiad. They want to get that MVP as they're trying to make this a boat race. And they put on a clinic at the moment, Vic.
This is what I like to see from Sentinels right now. After what has looked to be so detrimental in their last few series, they are turning up. Dreamland have the Meteor and Valentine.
Nation is going to follow the age of Mace once again. Fear nothing. I mean, absolutely. The Magneto has been a non-factor right now, getting deleted in the ults. Chime does try to find something. It comes up without anything, Vic, and dies.
Seeing that meatball just hurtle in his eyes before he just dips and dodge, and then now Nectar.
Seconds left here on the clock. Renko picking up the scraps. Chime does get a pick, but is it going to be enough to continue to get this clock going down? Okay, decent there to keep the time going down. Minute 53, not enough. Goodbye, Valentina. Goodbye. Hopes for a good defensive hold against Sentinels.
Including which side you're on.
Chime was isolated. You have everybody grouped up together. You get a lot more out of those stacks, and they clear up the point already off of Sentinels as Techie re-engages with the Doctor Strange portal.
Stinkers there also getting some momentum, but one team has the Strange, other doesn't. Techie brings them right back into this thing. Chuckles throwing down the cap shield on the canal.
Yeah, get away from Oramori here. She was trying to get away after using that Eternal Bond, and Crimzo, the insurance policy that she needed to back her up. And he's got the Strangling Prison. Renko coming right back with the fate of both worlds to cycle through that strategist ult to clear up another fight. And that was with them, Cozy, recontesting off of that Doctor Strange portal.
Oh, yeah, Dreamland, it's starting to hit reality, man, that they're not going to be able to advance if they can't pull something crazy out here. Base 16%, all ults were used. Chime at 82 and climbing. First of the Ultron we've seen from them. They've done such a good job thus far. Avery has that ult, has been so impactful with the Extermination. Nectar and friends in that house of safety, and 29% going. There's the Extermination. Chime the first. Avery to match. Lands last attempt before we say goodbye to this team. Nectar now hunting, praying for more. 15 seconds left to secure the win and move forward to play to get into LAN. This team getting knocked down to the lower bracket. does not belong to be here, as we can see, trying to set not only the tone, but they're putting on the standard for the lower bracket, now firing, dipping.
Warlock, the walls are up, and they have to stay on this point as Oromori unleashes the Eternal Bond, following up together with Nectar and the Star-Lord.
Pixels left on the overtime clock, only a little bit left for the hopes of Dreamland behind to advance. It's Sentinels with another blow. Now just Chuckles, the Vanguards remain. Crimso Avery with another from the
Back opportunity there.
I see you.